Simpson. And Japan have gone absent without leave. This is Whitmore. Paul and Gale both available. It's still Whitmore. It is the Reggae Boys who take the lead.
Ball chat. Greetings, football lovers. Welcome to Ball Chat Podcast. Yo, Champions Africa, Elephants celebrated Crown the Kings. Come on, Junior Wagwan family, and ready to celebrate the Elephants of Ivory Coast. Just concluded winners of AFCON 2023.
Well deserved, well deserved. I wonder if they're going to give the coach or them fire any of the prize money.
Yeah. Mr. Gazette did a lot of work to get the team to the tournament. Junior, you give Gazette the money?
By cupboard forward punching.
So if you are a Gazette, you now make a call and ask for your share.
Of course.
Also would share. Also would share. But listen, come on. You see, when you go to a jerk pan, or you go to a jerk shop, you don't hear nobody bigging up the marinade. The coach is a marinade. We don't big up marinade. You do your job and you get on and go on about your business. Big up the chef will put the meat on the fire and cook it.
Big up to
Okay, chefy. Okay.
Big up to MSFA, the man, interim manager. I guess now he probably want a long like rope contract. But the Elephants of Ivory Coast defeated Nigeria 2-1. Man, Mr. Sebastian Helier will get to AFCON in our body part of our show later on. But discussing the totality of the tournament and our final thoughts on the final. But yo, the Quattara Stadium, a peer party tonight. In fact, 9 months from now, you might see some more Ivorians running around.
Some little drug buzz. Because everybody are going to need Jesus.
9 months from now, just like it happened after the 2010 World Cup victory in Spain. 9 months from Spain. So, same thing I go on Africa. All right, let's get to our football roundup. We're going to kick off the show with, by the way, my name is Benton. He's Junior. And, of course, we have the wonderful Camon with us. We're going to discuss ballers and bugs, highlighting our impressive and unimpressive players of the week. Then we're going to do football roundup, looking at AFCON, English Premier League. A wonderful day for Arsenal and Manchester United. Big day for Ten Hag and crew. So I discuss English Premier League. We're going to look at Bayer Leverkusen. Xabi Alonso have some coaches in a chokehold and some teams looking to get Xabi Alonso signed on the dotted line from now. The man hot like fire. And we'll discuss Jamaican football and Jamaican football report and what's going on, latest update on the Jamaican Football Federation election. But we're kicking off with ballers of the week, family. Come on, who do you have? Of course, Super Bowl Sunday ballers. Who do you have, family?
So I have a couple ballers. So for me, of course, Seb. His story, his redemption story is really something that you always look back and say, you never give up. He had cancer. He beat the odds. He came back. Not only did he come back, but he came back and helped Ivory Coast to lift the trophy. So he has to get my baller. Big up to him. And of course, he has been quiet for a little bit. Junior know how I feel about him. He's okay. Come back with a brace when City needs it the most. Arsenal and Arteta can't talk about a good weekend without highlighting Arsenal beating the brakes off our bug side. Declan Rice, of course, I am not convinced that he's worth 100 million. Declan Rice don't even worth so much whatever, but he showed today that he's an integral part of Arsenal with a goal and 2 assists. Jude Bellingham, I think he has been the best signing of the season so far. He is up there now with some of the good players at Real Madrid. Shabby and Leverkusen. I'm sorry, guys. By the time we done, none of the left for Uno. Shabby and Leverkusen, of course, beating the brakes of Bayern Munich and Tuchel. And those are my ballers. So Holland, Seb, Arsenal and Arteta, Declan Rice, Jude Bellingham, and Shabby and Leverkusen.
All right, ballers of the week. Keep the ballers and bugs coming. Well, ballers running. Junior, ballers of the week, family.
Well, to add on to what Cameron said, I agree with all of our ballers that she put out. How can we not look at the reclamation project of Granit Xhaka and what he's doing? He's not single-handedly bringing Leverkusen and making, but the story of Leverkusen, and I put Xhaka right there with it, is a reclamation project, is a project where we have seen Leverkusen before be this close to the title and fall off by this time. And this year, it looked like it's the real thing. So hats off to the whole of Leverkusen side. But we have to big up Granit Xhaka for the reclamation project. The last thing I remember of Xhaka is putting his middle fingers up to the Arsenal fans while wearing the Arsenal band. And now he's on his way to winning the Bundesliga. Can't feel much better about a player like that, whether you like him personally or not. Rasmus Haaland, he might play some ball. Manchester United finding them winning ways, and Haaland is scoring. So big up to Rasmus. Who else we can use that? Come on, don't say. The whole of AFCON. You see, the AFCON project or the AFCON tournament this year. I think we're moving into an age of communication, mass communication. We're moving in an age of globalization, and we always talk about Africa not lagging behind in development and blah, blah, blah. That is always the rhetoric that is thrown out there. One thing the AFCON has shown, even though they have a garbage streaming partners that people like me can't watch a game, have to rely on Benton and Cameron, they have shown that they can put on a product. And I am hoping that what I'm about to say is correct, because I don't have any proof, but I'm hoping and praying the AFCON is by Africans for Africans. That's my hope right now. I really hope that at the top of the AFCON tree is an African running this thing, and that will make me feel the most proud. I don't want to hear later on that you have some colonial or some colonizer at the top pulling the strings. I don't want to hear that.
Yeah, the president of the federations of South Africa. I don't know if
I don't know.
If
you know what I mean, Benton?
Colonials pushing him or pulling him.
No, you know what I mean. Not the president of Africa. I know that, but the person, the in the brain behind the presentation of the AFCON this year, I really hope it's by African for Africans. Cause you hear what I'm talking about with Ziggy Marley and the Bob Marley show that coming out this week, and how no Jamaican playing Bob Marley.
Ziggy Marley sell out for a long time. Well, you know.
All right, so I don't want to hear that for AFCON.
We're not, because that's a whole. In fact, probably Ziggy forget about guy week, but that's a whole story. We don't get the box. Yeah, big up to the family, big up to Jeremy, and big up to BM. Big up to the entire family. Always a salute to the listeners. Thank you always for joining. Big up to Mr. Powell himself. Boy, Liverpool most victorious, because Liverpool fans them present. Where's Dalton? Ballers and bugs, my ball of the week. You know, Camon and Junior highlighted almost all the ballers them already. Of course, there are others that we can highlight, but I want to emphasize a big baller to the Democratic Republic of Congo and South Africa. Two different storylines. And the reason why. Democratic Republic of Congo, they finished fourth in this tournament, but on the backdrop and the background of what's going on in the country, the war and the families being displaced and the atrocities, I mean, some of these players, their families still inside that country. And the fact that they went out and played a football game and competed heavily in this tournament. I don't know if anyone had Democratic Republic of Congo finishing, making it in the semi-final. So big up ball of the week to the Sabri Chancellor member and the entire Democratic Republic of Congo team. Ball of the week to South Africa, the boys, the Bafana. local-based focus team. Local-based players, no fancy-dancy European-based players. All play the trade in the South African, and most of them play the trade in the South African League. I am a man where I support local football, so have to big these players up and give them ball after week for finishing third in the AFCON, you know. So, ballers and bugs. Jeremy say Manchester United getting ballers of the week. I mean, them beat Aston Villa again, second time this season. All right, Bugs, come on. We have unimpressive players of the week.
Look here, Barcelona need to just scrap. Implode Barcelona and start over. How are you scrapping with 19 players team, big bad Barcelona? Barcelona hung on today for a 3-3 draw. Can you imagine the big mighty? It's ridiculous. So they have to be the bug up there. David Moyes and Weston, of course. They have to go out in the market and they have to get a striker. Antonio, as much as people say Antonio is not as good as he used to be, he's not mobile, not quick. Like one time, they are missing his presence. Paqueta, they missed him today. And I think Benton, you or Junior say that he is the winner in all of this. Now they know his worth. Because, I mean, like West Ham was toothless today. Bayern and Tuchel, Junior tease. I think him tease a little bit and say him is a Trojan horse, but I think Junior dead serious. And I must agree with him. I think he took Chelsea tactics, got the people them club, and just a mash up the people them thing. No ideas. Mueller was so upset in his interview. You could see the frustration. Sané was so upset too. Not Sané, Sané was so upset with how the game, went on. And I think for me, Emery lost the plot today when he took Bailey off. I think Bailey was one of the best players on the pitch today. He was kind of running that side. And when he took him off the pitch, Aston Villa kind of, lost a little bit. And, met Junior like an idiot and Dibby side come win. So those are my bugs today.
Big up BM. BM says, happy Super Bowl Sunday. Straight Kansas. Well, man, I'm running hard already, Junior. Jeremy says, who is BM? BM fire for the Super Bowl talk. Jeremy and I burn out the Super Bowl. Hey, dropping the Super Bowl pick there. Later on we'll touch the local Babylon final game. Kofi Powell says, I forgive Ghana from Everton. Ball of the week, played a good game. Both Kofi and Jeremy are giving their bugs to one Mr. Tuchel. Junior, bugs of the week, family. My major bug of the week, the Super Bowl. This is Super Bowl weekend, right? And everybody, if you look at all the major sports that are playing during this weekend, they try to put premier games on this weekend, right? So somehow Bundesliga knew Bayer Leverkusen and Bayern Munich would be a premier game, and they lucked out, right? Somehow, Girona and Real Madrid, then you just knew it'll be a top game and everybody come out and you are expected to come out and do well. But for some reason, Tuchel, come on, say, is a Trojan. I say it's a Trojan horse. That man took the Bayern Munich job just to sink Bayern Munich. I think he hates Bayern Munich. I think he doesn't like Bayern Munich. I think he's jealous of Bayern Munich from when he was at PSG. I'd say, you know what? See, if you can't beat them, you join them and make them lose. And that's what Tuchel actually looked like a side girl to Javi Bayer Leverkusen this weekend. That's how bad Bayern Munich looked. So Tuchel, you get my bug of the week. Speaking of side girl and side piece, Cynthia Breakspear, isn't that football related? But the great Bob loved football, so it's going to be football related. Oh, you come in and want to run in on the Bob Marley biopic. Listen me, man. Listen me. You see when Bill Clinton get filmed biopic, Monica Lewinsky is going to be a stain on the side of the show. Nothing else. Cynthia Breakspear, all I see it here, I want to take a bug of the week.
You just carry feelings for like 30, 40 years. Benton, better you stop me, Benton, because I don't want the Title 9 people them come after me. I'm a board of fire upon Cynthia Breakspear, man. I'm done. Bug.
Is it Cynthia Breakspear or Cindy Breakspear?
Whatever she want name. Cynthia, Cindy, I don't care, and Bob don't care neither.
Big up to the gang. Bug of the week, BM says, Bug of the week, Chelsea U21 coach for putting on whisper in stoppage time.
Oh, BM, don't send my blood pressure, BM.
Why does the manager get Bug of the week for that? I guess the manager probably attests the player's temperament. See, will he be receptive to going on in stoppage time and adapt to what is required? I guess the Chelsea whisper fandom has a Shandy Buckle. Shandy Buckle for the U21 manager put him on in stoppage time. All right, Ballers and Bugs segment. A lot of listeners online, send on your Ballers, send on your Bugs family. Unimpressive players of the week as Bugs and impressive players of the week as Ballers. I am watching the closing ceremony of the AFCON, so if I see him distracted, just let me know. How would the Style brother walk with trophy? Come on, you're watching. Well, Junior is not watching, so Junior is not.
I'm not watching. I'm focusing on the podcast, Ben.
All right, my bugs of the week. I mean, I think Cameron highlighted it already. David Moyes. You can't have a one-man side, West Ham. I mean, and you cannot have a one-man side in the sense of Paqueta is injured and it's been piss poor since this brother. Wait, how you are going to park bus and get 6? that is something I don't understand. So what? If you've never parked bus, you would have gotten 12? No, David Moyes, come on. And this is at home, biggest bug of the week. Unbelievable display. So yeah. All right, now let's get to football roundup and start with AFCON final before we go to the EPL. We said it at the top of the show for those who started in late, who just joining us. Come on, and Junior, we just want, remind us when it said early on when we jump off about the AFCON and this victory by the Elephants of Ivory Coast, the third AFCON title. Third title, 3 titles overall, 2015. That big side with the one, Yaya Toure, 1992, and now 2024, 2023, 2024.
I remember saying, like, in the beginning of the competition that they need to step it up because it was a bit poor. I think Ivory Coast lost 4-0, I think it was, to Equatorial Guinea.
Yep.
And the fans were really, really upset about it, and we were a little bit worried for them. I think they were lucky enough to scrape through by means of qualification. It was the best third place team, so it's a really good story for them. On top of that, though, the quality of officiating at AFCON, I hope the English Premier League referees are really taking note, because most of those calls, if not 99% of the calls, were spot on. It was really good to see the level of play. Because I did say that once the competition, got older, then the quality would become better, and that's what we saw. We saw good football. We didn't know who would win because of the level of the game. We know some of these players, we don't know them. And it was really something to watch. The coaching was good. The support was excellent. I mean, I don't even think I saw an empty seat in the stadium. Right. So this is what a tournament should be like, right? I hope all the other ones are taking CONCACAF. To be honest, I don't know if CONCACAF has ever had a tournament. Let me say, yeah, because we have whatever, but I don't think Nations League Cup or whatever is at this quality. This quality is 100 times better. And it was really good to see that we could get something of this quality from Africa. Because when you talk about Africa, they don't get the support. being alone showing the AFCON. And then we were even upset because when some games were going on, they would switch it and watch and show us League One. So we were upset that they were not getting the respect that they deserve. But the quality of this tournament, it really says a lot. And I'm really glad it was really this good. So I look forward to the next edition of the AFCON.
Juna, and I think why somebody has screamed out, so why I think Sebastian Simon Ndingra of Brighton was named the man of the match. So 2 assists for the Elephants of Cote d'Ivoire. All right, Juna, your time. Come down, waste some time in a 1 hour show. Run with it.
Yeah, but and to add on to what Camon said, and what I might say is a very unpopular opinion coming from a CONCACAF region, but the African teams, I think they get 9 9 automatic bids to the world. Or the World Cup qualification, or 6, or whatever it is. But
which one?
To qualify for the World Cup.
Who?
Africa, the African continent. Because
I don't know how much.
If it's one thing, and I'm looking it up right now, but if it's one thing that that the AFCON has shown is African football is for real. At least parity, at least within the borders of Africa, the football is for real. And to echo what Camon said, Ivory Coast, they came in, qualified for the knockout round as the best third place team in them group, and make it all the way to the final and win the final. So that shows the level of competition that this continent have. And
Juna, I'm sorry, it's 9. So I don't forget 9.
9 is 9, and then the four best runner-ups go in the intercontinental qualification. That's right.
It says a record 9 teams will qualify for the 2026 World Cup, and 10 is a possibility as the 54 nations of CAF begin their battle for places in the North American tournament. Mm-hmm.
So I think the next World Cup, there is a possibility that you can have an African champion based on this tournament. We have seen some AFCON and I was privy to watch back in the day, where some team would have they did not deserve to be at this tournament. They weren't good enough. You cannot look at any team in this tournament and say, that is a 10 love side. That side we get 10 love or 12 love. So I think I agree with Camon. It's a well-run tournament. It's a great tournament. The only thing on this region that can compare to AFCON probably is Copa Cup, probably. To me. I don't even think Euros compare.
FIFA President Gianni Infantino out with Montespi, the president of CAF. I read Infantino look votes. Okay, imagine if you get the entire African region vote for you in FIFA elections, it's supposed to be good. For a long time. And
don't give Ricketts any idea.
I think that was Seth Blatter's and Jack Warner's really kind of domination in FIFA, right? Not to go off on a limb, but is that they really kind of emphasize getting votes Caribbean and Africa. So, all right. So to the AFCON tournament, big up to the Elephants, but we can't emphasize enough. Come on, and Junior. The story, right? The story writes itself regarding Sebastian Hellier. 2 years ago, this Check Your Notes campaign, testicular cancer diagnosis for Sebastian. He well documented and posted his treatment online and the different thing, and then eventually returned to football. And here it is now, fast forward, he scored some big goals, not only the winning goal today, but also scored in the semi-final. I mean, come on, you can't write this stuff, eh?
You really can't. And it was so crazy because I shared a picture of his boots. On his boots, he has like, check your nuts.
Yeah.
And so, I shared it with a couple of people, and I always tell my husband, I said, listen, this is important, but you know how men are, Jamaican men are. So it was just really, really nice to see him recover and come back and have this nice fairy tale. It's a fairy tale Cinderella kind of a story, a feel good story. And it's really, really good. And I said, I am happy for him. And his goal was a striker's goal, like a poacher goal, a very good goal. So it's just a nice ending to a nice story.
Yeah, man. Some notable changes, some notable figures and changes that's coming down. There was a report from from CAF that 2 billion views junior. I mean, 2 billion views for the tournament. That is impressive by any measures, right?
Well, yeah, I hope so. I don't know. We're going to hear some viewership later on for a certain game that's about to play in an hour.
I also just said my Nigerian version of scammer stream.
I mean, I wasn't going there, but you're not wrong.
2 billion views. Winners. The winner will take $7 million home. A third place and fourth place will take what? $2.5 million home. Overall, I enjoyed the tournament. And Junior, I think your wish was granted. The next edition of this tournament will be played in the summer. So,
which only makes sense. That's just common sense. I mean, it's just common sense. If you get 2 billion views now, competing with Super Bowl Sunday and blah blah blah, imagine what you get in the summer.
Well, not 2 billion views today for the final. 2 billion views.
I know. Yeah. So imagine what it'll be in the summer. Imagine a July day when only thing that's playing that is football related is MLS.
But can you imagine if they would free up the thing so people not have to look for a bootleg streaming for watch it? It's like, can you imagine if they really and truly opened up the networks for us to watch AFCON? I mean, like, we would have surpassed 2 billion views. Because everybody talk about it's only being shown. It's only being shown. Now, when you do go on being, see PSG. Why I want to see PSG give one side 8-0? It's ridiculous. So I hope that they look at it and see that there's growth when it comes to AFCON. They're no longer the Chinese stepchildren. They deserve to be here because when you look at it, we have players that play in good leagues on good teams, and they bring this to their national team, and you see the quality on the pitch. We saw a gem in the South African goalkeeper. Like, this is a tournament. Like, I never knew about him. A lot of people know about him, but now we know him, and we know we'll see, okay, this is good. His team in South Africa must be good. When they're playing again in African Champions League, I am going to tune in. So they have to make sure that they make it accessible to people who want to watch it.
Yeah, man. Yep. Wonderful tournament. All right, let's get to some other football news. And before we go to the English Premier League, we have to touch the big game, one of the biggest games in all of football this week, or this weekend. Bayer Leverkusen's Twitter handle posted, quote, you'd think we'd be ready for last-minute goals by now, end quote. They scratch out the number 2. And then change it to a 3. And it was a play on words, but a part of it is trolling Bayern Munich. Come on, Junior, what a piece of fix-up that happened in the Bundesliga yesterday.
It was a poor game. I think, did they have one shot on goal? It was like 8-1 or something like that. There's this meme going around that says, Harry Kane must be the saltiest footballer in the world. He's going to move to to the Scottish League to go play for Celtics, and then Ibanera is going to win the league. So he's never going to win a trophy. Or maybe it's just Hurricane just start and bring him starting to the people inside. Because Tuchel was doing okay at Borussia Dortmund. I mean, he did okay at Chelsea. For him to come now and have a good crop of players in, people call them the Farmers League 2.0, and you can't do well. And it's not only that they're not doing well against sides like Leverkusen, they struggle against other teams as well, which listen, is good. We like parity. We don't want anybody running away with the league. But you expect a big name side with big name players to show up on the big stage. And they just did not do that. Leverkusen is very, very good. They're undefeated so far this season, and you can see it. And I can tell you, as a fan of football, what I loved about them, one player would lose the ball, but then you would have 3 more of his teammates come and try and defend that play, cover for him. You didn't see that in Bayern Munich. So we talk and we laugh and say Tuchel carry him Chelsea tactics, got people in place. But Leverkusen was an attack together team, a defend together team, and that was something that was really good. And I saw where Tuchel came out complaining about the rule that says in England there is this nice rule that if you're on loan, you can't play against your player. Nobody care about that. Shut up your mouth and come go on home. But they really got their butts whooped, and it was a deserved win for Leverkusen.
31 matches unbeaten run, Junior. Talk to me about this Leverkusen team, and what really are going over Leverkusen? I mean, come on, what really are going?
I'm not trying to downplay Javi Alonso's work, but I don't think this is a Jose Mourinho Porto. I don't think this is a Ranieri's Leicester. I don't think that this is the case. We have seen this before in Germany. We have seen Leverkusens before come up and challenge the big bad Bayern Munich. We've seen Dortmund for years come up with teams like these and challenge. But then as soon as they run up into Bayern Munich normally gives them a taste of reality, and then they go through the dark patch. It's coming for Leverkusen. I'm not downplaying the players. I'm not downplaying Javi Alonso. I just don't see the invincibility in this team. I think this game is more of a telltale on Bayern Munich than it is on Leverkusen. Leverkusen will show up and play their form of football. In my opinion, if Leverkusen was truly like an invincible team, they will give Bayern about 6 yesterday. There were a couple players where just off the passes that sending the strikers away, the ball was going in the wrong direction. Where if Leverkusen was more potent, they would have scored more goals, in my opinion, from what I saw. Because Bayern Munich was open you could drive an 18-wheeler through the middle of the field and you would not hit somebody in a Bayern Munich jersey. That's how wide apart the field was at times. There were times when how many times you saw up in Macano or over in one name run back like a bat out of hell, just a slight tackle and win the ball. How many times you saw that yesterday? So Leverkusen come out and play them game, and if them better than the other day, they would beat you. Bayern Munich to me is a shell of themselves, and Tuchel should be taken to task.
You're getting goals from Frimpong and Alex Grimaldo. These guys are wingers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I think Frimpong must have about 8 or 9 goals, and Alex Grimaldo has about 10 goals. I mean, I think Victor Boniface, who's their normal guy, is out injured and doing more commentating on AFCON than anything else. I mean, when you watch the game and saw, as Camon mentioned, their hunger to recover the ball was impressive. But on top of that, it was just the passing in the tight spaces. And I want to say, Granit Xhaka, Granit Xhaka is something special in that midfield for them.
You know what he really is. I was impressed, and I know people might say him have a personality, but nobody cares about a personality when you're getting the job done. And I think there's this understanding between him and the coach. And I think as a leader on the field, it really resonates and it really comes through. And you need them kind of generally upon the pitch. I think today you say something like say Aston Villa need a gangster upon the pitch. It's the same thing. You need a person on the pitch. Maybe it can be the captain, maybe it cannot be the captain, but you need that one person on the pitch that's dictating play, because the coach can also do so much on the sideline. And I think he's that person, the focal point for the team. And we still have a long way to go. They're leading by only 5 points, but if they continue, I think this is their season.
El Pistolero, big up. El Pistolero says Alonso to Liverpool. Here we go. Some news coming out of Germany also. Big up to I will get the youth Niam, who's covered Bayern Munich quite frequently and been a man on the Bayern Munich's beat. He said that the word inside Bayern Munich is that they are unhappy with Thomas Tuchel, but they will not make a change now. They will wait until the end of the season and reassess. And they are also a fan of one Mr. Xabi Alonso. Now, Xabi Alonso could be on the list of many teams, right? If he goes out and win this thing, Junior.
Yeah, he's the flavor of the month. He's number one.
Flavor of the month.
Yeah, he's flavor of the month. I mean, again, and don't want to downplay it.
But you are.
But we have seen this script before in Germany. The only difference is when that team run up into Bayern Munich always give them a taste of reality. They are going to face the adversity in Bayer Leverkusen. They will. And how they overcome it, we will see. They are going to lose that one game. There's going to be that one game where the ball just don't go their way. Right? And let's see how they recover from that before we start our day in Xabi Alonso as the next, because he might come to Liverpool and the Liverpool players might look at him and just don't rate him. Or we don't know. So before let's pump the brakes and are finding the next great coach. We're too quick for that.
31 games unbeaten run. Come on, Xabi Alonso said he knew exactly that Tuchel was going to play a back three, and subsequently they prepared accordingly, and they were trying to get the space behind the Bayern Munich's back three. Now, if the man knows he play a back three and then the man exploit the back three, and then Tuchel adjusted to a back four later on in the game, which had Eric Dyer swinging in crosses. It sounds simple, but is it a sense that of a manager just said, my way of playing this game is better, will outdo your players? Because Bayern Munich has high-end defenders in Kim Min-jae or whatever, Kim Jae. He has Eric Dyer, high-end defender, and Upamecano. So how is it the struggle against a team which is one would call no-name baller up front in Leverkusen?
It is the sign of a good coach who watch film. I mean, I don't think it is deeper than that. If you know what your opponent is going to do, you know that he's going to go left, okay. When he goes left, what do I do? And then when he realizes I catch on to left and then he swings to right, what am I going to do? So for me, I think that is the sign of an excellent coach, because you anticipate what the other team is going to do and then you adjust accordingly. The issue is this now. Is Tuchel a good enough coach? Because he could not make the necessary adjustments. So after Leverkusen shadow him, right? Why him never shadow Fiend breaks? So, I don't know if I don't know. I'm not going to say Tuchel is not a good coach. He's a good enough coach for. He did enough for me at Chelsea, but I just think yesterday he was outplayed. You know, and I mean like outmastered. He just did not have any idea what to do. And also back to you now, the person we say carrying out the trophy in the purple. I can't add the bio in attack with the bright self.
I Emmanuel that.
In that purple.
Yes, it's Emmanuel. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, friend him score against who? Arsenal and run go down for Man City, you know, and run go down at the other end.
He hasn't been the same.
El Pistolero says Tuchel a come on boy, and Liverpool has more tolerance. And to your point, Junior, regarding Mr. Shabby Lanza, big up to Dalton. Dalton said me late. Ballers, Leverkusen, Arsenal, plus me Liverpool, Bugs, West Ham, and Munich. Big up yourself, family. Before we go, Junior, and come on, the final take on this game. This talk that Thomas Tuchel brought up about the rule about a player on loan shouldn't play against his parent club. Should it be across the board in English football? In European football?
Listen, people don't have them rule, you deal with them rule. You play with the player on the day. First of all, it's theme fault. It's your player. You supposed to know what your player going to make your people them shut him down. Like what? I think it's a cop out. I think if your team, he was not good enough for you to keep him, right? Apparently he was surplus. So you thought he was surplus. He's not good enough. He's not going to fit. He's gone somewhere where he's thriving. What is the issue? You don't want him. I mean, him sound like a jealous boyfriend who if don't want the woman and the woman left and she thrive. Like it's ridiculous. I am also even against the thing where you leave a club, you score upon them and you not celebrate. Like what? Like all this hard work for you to come talk about. I am not going to like. Come on, man.
It sounds like some grab and take man out the road. Junior, over to you.
Crazy.
I think it's a fight. I think that statement alone he should be fired for, and they should come out and say this is the reason why we're firing Thomas Tuchel. Anybody that is competitive, what Tuchel basically is saying in my ears, to me, what Junior heard is one. Tuchel feel like Leverkusen can't beat me without my player. That's number one. Number two, I feel so slighted by this player. I feel like my 11 could not play against that one player. I feel like my 11 struggled versus that one player. What I'm telling you and all of my players is that one player is better than the whole lot of them. And I wish the rule was in place that I don't have to face that player. That alone, and we know Oliver Kahn is big up in the I think he's still there, big up in the Munich's hierarchy. I think Oliver Bierhoff is still up there, high up in the hierarchy. Any player that hear that out of their coach's mouth should want to strangle him. Because I don't support, and I want to strangle him. I want to box him in the face. Like, how you as a competitor come out and say that? I'm a competitor. I don't care. Give it 3 Pele, 2 Ronaldo, and 3 Messi. Me still gonna try to beat the team. And if they beat me, you're them better than me on the day. But I was saying, I wish there was a rule that we could have genetically alter the players that we play against. You give up, man. You fire the man. Tell that.
And that particular player, Joseph Stanish. All right, make a move. And by the way, those are the views of Junior Pringle and not Ball Chat.
The views of everybody, Benton.
All the way over to the EPL now, stepping across the pond. Hey, yo, Manchester United fix up a team today. 2-1, big victory for Manchester United. An important 3 points, a team ahead of them in the table. Come on, talk to me. I mean, Ten Hag said they put themselves in this position. I know them have to go fight to come out of it. Your thoughts on the 3 points?
An important 3 points. Junior never have no faith in himself, but I put that out there. Because Junior said it was a tie. Right, Junior?
Yeah, sure.
So he's so he's pleasantly surprised. It's a good look fight. You know, I was a little bit worried for Junior and him side still in the second half. He had me on the ropes, Junior, on the ropes. But I think once he took Bailey off, the intensity kind of no, let me not say that because Aston Villa did a pressure on the nice second half. They came up with a plan. And you know how I feel too about your goalkeeper. It's like him have Vaseline in him gloves. Like something not right with him. He can't hold a ball. It was just that Man U was better, you know, in the final third, and they deserve the 3 points. It's now an interesting race, which we always like. We always talk about parity. We always talk about competition. We always want to be on the edge of our seats to see who is going to get 3 points, who will win the title. We don't want nobody running with it. So this was an important 3 points on Man U, and I'm really happy for Junior and him side. Now, if my side now can fix up themselves tomorrow, then we have a conversation. But this is a good little step.
Junior, before you chime in, bug of the week to Douglas Luiz and him shimmy himself. Douglas Luiz scored a goal today and shimmy on Onana. If I'm Onana, I would go shimmy right back in front of him after the game winner. Come on.
I mean, you know.
Over to you, Junior.
You know, when a fish act like a fish, you know, if you're not a fish, you don't be a fish. So, and interpret that how you want to interpret it, okay? I'm speaking proper English, so I'm not really speaking in Jamaican dialect. So anyway, but I think this game is more about Aston Villa than Manchester United. Aston Villa was unlucky. I wouldn't say Onana saved. He had 2 great saves. But after that, there was one ball that was kicked straight into his chest. Another ball that was taken off the line. So if you look at it through that lens, Aston Villa can feel like they were unlucky on the day. But, however, when pre-Christmas, right before Christmas, we were on this show and we were like, yo, Aston Villa in the top 2. Can they maintain this run? Remember that? You remember that those conversations about Aston Villa so high? And look at Aston Villa now. And I have said it before, and I say it again. I think they're going to finish 7th. I think they're on a tremendous slide, and they might finish 7th. This game, we look at the last game against Manchester United, and we'll say, why, when I think Paul Torres did play that game, if memory serves me correctly, why are they playing so high? And you come against Man U again in this game, and you play high again. No, the 2 goals that Man U scored wasn't scored against a high line. But Man U consistently looked threatening at that point. So I think this speaks more about Unai Emery. I think Ten Hag shows that he is a better coach than Unai Emery today. And I think Ten Hag shows how good of a coach he can be once he has a healthy squad. But questions have to be asked of Unai.
Can Manchester United fans put some respect on Scott McTominay's name? I mean, he is. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is he the leading goal scorer for you guys so far this year now?
It doesn't matter. But put respect on what?
Question: is he or is he not the leading goal scorer for you guys?
I don't think. He might be. He might be the leading. Fine. But your first question, can we put respect on it? No. Fine. But love that McTominay scored. Thank you, McTominay.
Not only scored today. Today's not the first time he's doing it, right?
And I hope he scores the next 5 games. But if I was still the brass of Manchester United and I have the opportunity to move him on this summer, I would move him on. And you know what, ironically, we should have known Thomas Tuchel was an idiot. We should have known Thomas Tuchel is a damn idiot. From summer gone, they offered, remember Bayern Munich offered Manchester United 35 million for McTominay, and Manchu said no. So we should have known the type of season Bayern Munich was going to have based on that transfer request. Because to me, McTominay will score a goal, and he's proven that for Scotland. He loves running in the box and he will score a goal. But he will go missing in the midfield. So hats off to McTominay. Thank you, McTominay. I love to score a goal. But cheer for you. But if a team come out offer 10 million, go on.
7 goals in our competition. Manchester United leading goal scorer. I don't know if they go on Bayern Munich where the other 7 goals would have come from. Where the 7 goals would have come from. All right, come on. In other EPL action today, Arsenal fixed up West Ham. David Moyes said he will look at the tape and the players them have to take some responsibilities on themselves, but he will fix what he can fix. Wonderful day for the Gunners at the office. Come on. Or at somebody else's office. 6-0.
Hold on there. If for me like him, I burn the tape. Why is he looking at the tape? Burn it. There is nothing to learn from that tape. Nothing to garner from that tape. Other than that, they need to go out in the transfer window and get some players. Like what? Listen, it was a training session for Arsenal, a training session, and that in itself is bad. We were joking about we want 6. I never expected 6 because I'm like, you're down so much. It was like 3 goals in 12 minutes, and you still like, drop off. Yeah, drop off or go. Like what? It was just something. Well, I never watched the whole of the game because I'm like, me not sit down and watch this. I'd rather go bathe the dog. But it was just something that he needs to fix, and I don't think any amount of training can fix this. It's just that they don't have the personnel to carry a team in the Premier League and compete against teams that are better. You have a man like Kai Havertz a score. Burn the tape, David, man. I am surprised because I would have thought they would be singing you're getting sacked in the morning. I would be surprised if him still have a job tomorrow.
To put the correct phrase, big up Fabrizio Romano. David said, quote, I take responsibility, I pick the team, but players have to take responsibility. If you're not tackling, turning your back, not winning headers, those things are part of your job. I'll take a bit of time and see if I can fix it. Junior, can you fix it?
Keep that quote up because that's very important. And I hear what come on, sir. And come on, I partially agree with you. But I think Moyes on the day deployed his team wrong, right? Fine. You deploy a team the wrong way, that should translate to probably to a 2-love or a 3-love, right? When Moyes, I have coached both football and basketball, and there are times when we have to talk to the parents then, right? So imagine you have a parent, you have a child, or even you come on referee in a game and you have a child in a U9 game, or in any game where you're refereeing, and the parent come over and say, yo, you're a bad referee, blah, blah, blah. And you have to find a nice way of telling that parent that the kid is garbage. He cannot read an offside trap. He's standing on the wing and cannot read that he's offside. He needs to learn some ball IQ. That is what David Moyes said in a very professional way. David Moyes said, I take responsibility. I pick the team. That means they will lose because I pick the team. But the players have to take some responsibility. What does the players have to take responsibility for? If I pick a bad team, and if I put a bad strategy in and would go on 2-0, fine. But at some point, you have to fight. At some point, you have to tackle. At some point, you have to turn your back. You have to win some header. And those things are part of it. You get paid for do that. So yes, I deployed you wrong. I am sorry. I played a 5-man midfield when I should have played a 3-man midfield. I apologize. But that don't explain why soccer run free. That don't explain why a side scores 6 against me. No. So I take responsibility for it. But when I watch the tape, I am going to watch the tape and say, this number whatever is an idiot because he never run back, he never do this. This number whatever is a damn fool because he never win the header and he never fight. That is what watching the tape. That's how I try. That's how it translates to me. It screams to me that Moyes is giving somebody a hairdryer treatment right now.
And breaking news: Brazil won't be at the men's World Cup, Olympic Brazil's team was eliminated in South American football. Yeah, Brazilian fans don't fix up themselves by Argentina 1-0.
It's not finished yet.
Game just concluded.
No, it's not finished yet because Brazil might not even make it to the World Cup.
So, all right. Saturday results in the EPL. Result that stood out for you. Man City defeated Everton 2-0. Man City is full. It seems to be back to full health. Fulham 3-1 over Bournemouth. Liverpool dismissed Burnley. Family, talk to me about Burnley and how many missed chances they went astray against Liverpool, and how is Liverpool so open? Chelsea Fofana could have had a hat trick yesterday.
Yeah, coulda, shoulda, woulda. Burnley's just not good. I mean, I keep telling some of these teams, when them go back down a championship and them win it, them for just get back.
But come on, is this about good? You're 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Is this good a team thing, or is it your job to put the ball in the goal?
Him foot gets stuck in a Liverpool good carpet. It was just I don't know. You know, him probably overthink it. I don't know what to say. Listen, Liverpool fans should be happy with the 3-1 win, but you should be a little bit concerned as well. If it was a better team, it might have been a different result. So they need to fix it up. My game of the week that shocked me, and even though we said Luton Town isn't really a power hitter, but we have seen them go toe-to-toe. That 3-1 that they got from Sheffield, I just couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
I really couldn't believe it. It was shocking to me. The Brighton leading Spurs, we know that. We thought it was going to be a draw game. Of course, my youth come back with the assist, but I must say Sheffield is my shock of the weekend. Yes. Are we worried about Newcastle still? Or Newcastle is going to just be Newcastle because they had to fight and claw them way for beat Nottingham Forest 3-2. But you know what? They both probably spent the same amount of money, but 3-2, they have a fight. I don't think Newcastle is serious this season. But my game was Sheffield versus Luton.
100% agree with the Sheffield Luton game. Junior, your big takeaway from this week.
I agree. Results. I agree 100%. That Sheffield Luton had the opportunity to find some comfort in the table. I mean, they're not in the bottom three right now, but they could have risen above Nottingham Forest if they had beaten lowly Sheffield as expected. But it just kind of feel like to be like Sheffield is saying, look, Luton, we know you play good in the Premier League, but we remember your fan last year. Come back to earth. So Everton to me, even though they lost to City, Sean Dyche can feel like, there's a chance that we can wiggle our way out. But I agree with Cabo, that Luton game, I was expecting Luton to butter bruise Sheffield.
When do we worry about Nottingham Forest? Another points drop at home again. Nuno Camon's coach was brought in to rectify this issue. Come on. Junior is ready to launch a fire. I mean, wasn't Nuno hired to rectify the issue, Junior?
Better. There's a reason why Nuno was hired mid-season. The side is not good.
Okay, so it's what championship preparation is the Nuno hire?
No. You get hired with a cushion. You have a buffer. You have what, a 5-point or a 6-point buffer at the time or whatever. Try to drop below that. So you find some way to stay buoyant until you can get some traction. We thought they got traction against Man U in the first game, right? But then after that, it's just all downhill. So, I don't know. Come on, I don't know. Nuno is a good enough coach. I think Nottingham Forest will be all right. He's a good enough coach where he will find those results.
I agree. I think he's a good enough coach, and Nottingham Forest, we have seen them go toe to toe. So it's not that we say them, they're just overall poor. They're not overall poor. We've seen it, you know. So I expect them to stay up, and we laugh and talk about Jerry Rayner sitting on the bench. But I do think once he finds his footing, I think he will, you know, slide right in and help. Will they make it out of past probably the 16th? No, I think they'll just stay enough to not go back down to the championship. You know, but that means then Everton will have to fight tooth and nail not to be one of those three teams. So it's going to be a battle. I think Crystal Palace is in more trouble than Nottingham Forest, but I think they'll be okay.
I do suspect if Crystal Palace lose tomorrow to Chelsea, which I expect them to, Roy would be on his way out. But
you alone expect them to. You and the bookies, you alone expect them to, like, what?
But
With
it's
this
Chelsea still.
you don't even know.
But before we go to Yardballers report and wrap up the show, Nottingham Forest, I just want to ask a quick question. Keylor Navas was brought in, a season and a half ago during a loan spell, right? And saved them. Cooper went back to Matt Turner, and Matt Turner do some foolishness. But he is the goalie on the books. Nuno came in and picked up another goalie in the summer, in the January transfer window. And it seems like there is indecisiveness about the goalkeeper position at Nottingham Forest right now. Because the brother that he brought in also made errors. Can Nottingham Forest survive with these two goalkeepers who seems to be mediocre at best? They're not Keylor Navas. What's the new goalkeeper name? Tyndall or whatever his name. And Matt Turner is also very shaky.
They say Matt Turner, they save them, and him save them. What them save them now? FA Cup in a penalties. So he's the savior. He has been extremely poor. You know, that's why when them talk about US are gonna win World Cup, I'm like, sit down. You know, Nottingham Forest is more than a goalkeeper problem.
Okay.
Yes.
It's an overall problem. And then we always say that player must be a beast in training, right? When we see them on the pitch at the madness. So maybe Matt Turner is the better of the goalkeeper, the two goalkeepers in training. That's why he is in the starting 11. When you come on the pitch now, the stupidness now, I mean, like, what you going to do? What you going to say? But Forest issues lies deeper than goalkeeper issues. So it's not, we're not going to put everything on Matt Turner's feet. Because even in FA Cup, they had to fight. Was it Middlesbrough? Who was it? Them Daffy dig deep. Who them dig deep against? The side name. Who the side name? Oh my gosh.
I don't remember. I would have to look back on their recent games. Bristol City.
I mean, like, had to dig deep.
Yeah, Bristol
right?
City.
It was Bristol City, yeah.
Right. So they had to dig deep to win in penalties. So it's not only Matt Turner's fault. But I think the aim for Nuno was to come in and stay in the English Premier League.
And
Yes.
so Sells, what's his name? Matt Sells is the one who started. The new goalkeeper is the one who started in the game yesterday for
The Belgium keeper. But then their
against Newcastle, that is. Yeah.
their balance is off though. Look at their squad. They have 5 goalkeepers, 12 defenders, 8 midfielders, and 8 forwards. That's your squad. Their balance is off. They have 5
goalkeepers and not one of them make a good.
So how much them spend? Not 100 million them spend.
Yeah,
Weren't there
but
one of the squads that spent 100 million too?
But in my opinion, the best goalkeeper on the roster, if not even Wayne Hennessy, is their best goalkeeper on the roster. The former Welsh goalkeeper, I think he's the former Welsh goalkeeper.
Okay.
So the balance is off. They have 8 midfielders, 8 forwards. That alone should tell you what the problem is.
Yeah. So I mean, Matt Sells was brought in, and Sells took the gloves in the first one recent game, made some errors, and he kept in the goal this weekend against Newcastle. So watch the space. And again, the big news was that, as we all agree, Keylor Navas saved them when he went on loan. So here it is again. You know, them probably have a similar ish chronic issue right so. Before we go yard ballers report, big up to live underscore in 3D. Big up yourself, family. Big up. Always thank the listeners. Qatar won the Asian Cup. We have to salute them before we go to yard ballers. Your thoughts on the victory? All right,
salute them. Salute them. My dude with the
before we
tree.
before we salute Qatar, let's just look at the EPL table real quickly. 2 seconds. EPL standing. Arsenal tied up Man City on goal difference, right?
What goal different? What about points different, Brendan?
Oh my God.
That's yeah. So other big takeaway from the EPL table, family.
I know so the race up at the top. The good thing is Man City with a game in hand, right? So I think that is an advantage for them. And me know who am I play next week? Easy 3 points, that easy.
Chelsea on blue side.
Oh, you mean? So easy fix up. So light blue are gonna fix up dark blue. So 3 points that take over the the top of the table. But it's an interesting race. I think it's anybody's game, but I think advantage. I mean, no Liverpool fans are gonna cuss. I think advantage Man City.
Junior, I didn't know that Manchester United was so bad that they were 5 points or 8 points behind Aston Villa going into this game today. So
what do you mean by
point, but other parts of the table for your family.
But we know Manchester United was bad for the last 10 years. If that surprises you, then how Newcastle is 13 points off then with the season that they had last year and the way they started this year. So
I think the Newcastle issue is an Isaac issue and a Kieran Trippier issue. Isaac unhealthy and Kieran Trippier is a bug.
You can try explaining to me all you want. It's still the fundamental issues are still there, and the difference in points is baffling. But it's hot up at top, it's scorching hot in the bottom. Pause. So we will see how it will be an interesting race. But down a gully, scorching hot.
Burnley, Everton, and Sheffield United in the relegation zone.
It's more Everton, Luton, and Nottingham Forest. And then Crystal Palace, if Crystal Palace lose, but it is that 18th spot race, because Everton once again is in a survival race. When will they not be as lucky? When will their luck run out?
We do suspect Everton may get some points back regarding those 10 points deducted, right? Because they did appeal the deduction, and so they're making a case for restoring a few of those points at least.
The whole federation hopes that they don't need that restoration right now. Because if the what if game, if they were to be given like 5 points and them end up surviving by 4 points, then that 18 team will have a gripe, right? So you don't really want to have that problem.
Life in 3D says, Benton, don't put no money on Chelsea. You'll lose your entire wallet. Forest need to send for Andre Blake. Boss the man in the EPL. Yeah, Andre Blake, good as come on all these report. The man, the man enjoy life at Philly. But before we go salute Qatar, even though come on no one say it, we have to do it. Whisper. Got some valuable minutes finally. We see him at play. We saw him with the Chelsea under 18. And he also got some stoppage time minutes with the Chelsea under 21. Yo, come on. You watch some of the highlights. I watch some of the highlights. Your thoughts on the kid. First touch on the grass over England there.
Benton, that young man probably played 30 minutes total in 2 games. It's difficult to say, which is a good step. You know, even when you hear the fufu Jamaicans them talk about, yeah man, he might come take Nicholas Jackson spot. We did already know that this is the natural progression for him, right? He played 2 little games for the national team. Before that, he was playing high school football, but yet we expect him to roll in now and in a starting 11 or even on the bench. He's not even ready for swinging at the stands behind the bench players them yet. So I think this is a good step for him. This is his level right now. Dominate the 18s, the 21s, because if you really watch the game, Chelsea have some outstanding U21 players. If you really look at the game, them touches and whatever, if you watch the game, because I watch more than the highlights, watch it before him come on, just to see how good his competition, would be. And this is the natural progression for him. So I expect him to get more minutes, like if not with the U18, U21, U23s, and then eventually he'll work his way up. This season to me is a loss, but I think Chelsea wants to at least compete for Europa. So they're not gonna bring in academy players and a teeny bopper for whatever. But this is it's a good step for him.
Yeah, man. Junior, you have anything you want to say as Cameron alluded to? Yeah, man. Get us started.
I agree with Cabo 100%. We're happy that he's getting in the Chelsea system. We're happy that he's wearing the jersey. Now go out there and learn to be a professional footballer. And hopefully, he can get a chance to play at the big stage. What if they're ready yet, come?
Yeah, man.
I agree with Cabo.
All right, come on. All right, now we're going to salute Qatar quickly before we go over Yard Ballers report. What? Qatar Asian Cup champions. Come on, what you have to say about? Salute the people.
From was it Gold Cup? Remember we talked about curly hair dude? Remember I always say curly hair is my dude. Akram Afif is my baller. And it's not that he's scoring the goals, right? It's his movement. It's like, I don't know. I think I love football. I think somebody said I'm addicted. More I watch even, and it's true, watch the babies them play. But I watch football because I want to see goal score, but I love to see poetry in motion. And that No Fear boy Afram, he is really, great. He's magical when it comes to the Qatar side. And it's really good for him. 8 goals. In the final, they beat Jordan 3-1. It's funny because it was a hat trick of penalties, but you have to score those, right? So congrats to Qatar. It was a good tournament too. Maybe not as big as AFCON. I don't think it was better than AFCON, but for me, the Asian Cup was also a really good competition. They had me up early in the morning watching the games, and Qatar really deserved to win.
Yeah, and interestingly, so it's consecutive titles for Qatar, right? Defending champs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And the last one, the previous title was 3-1 against Japan. Same score.
Yeah, but I want a 3 penalty. It's like what?
Something are going on. And so is it coincidental they won the 2 tournaments?
Come with the conspiracies.
Right,
it's crazy.
Right.
I think the next edition though will be played in Saudi Arabia, if I'm not mistaken.
Yard Ballers report. Wait till they move the tournament somewhere else.
All right, so Yard Baller report. So the Jamaica Supreme Court, they ruled. So no, the JFF put out a press release to say that no, they've paved the way to proceed with the election, and the election date will be set and declared by the board. No further news has been sent out in regards to that. So we still don't know the date of the JFF election. The Reggae Girls name a squad for, I think it's 2 Chile friendlies. As usual, the Bunny Shaws are not there. We still have the babies coming, China Lou Asha, Marla Sweatman, Destiny Powell, the same girls that we had that we weren't really happy with. We have them now for these friendlies. Shamar Nicholson and his Claremont side, they're still firmly planted at the root of League One table. I don't even know if this was a good move for Shamar, to be honest. He needs the playing time, but a relegated Bone side, confidence must be low. Leon Bailey was very good versus Man U today. Bunny Shaw and Man City secured their spot in the quarterfinal of the Adobe Women's FA Cup with a 1-0 win versus Arsenal. Paige Bailey Gale scored for Newcastle in a 3-0 victory versus Burnley. Rebecca Spencer kept a clean sheet for Tottenham versus Charlton. Bobby Reed scored 1 goal and had an assist in Fulham's 3-0 win versus Bournemouth. And Kayla McKenna scored a goal for Villarreal versus Valencia in a 1-0 win. Premier League is going on. Listen, I just think Lymall Academy must just pack up them things and just go on. They got 4-0 dropping today from Cavalier. Dumberholding and Treasure Beach. Treasure Beach a fight. 1-1. I don't know if that's good for Dumberholding or if it's good for Treasure Beach or bad for Dumberholding, because Treasure Beach is down in the gully, and for you to hold Dumberholding to a 1-1 is crazy. Humble Lions lost to Tivoli Gardens 2-0. Listen, I tell people all the while, Jerome Waite is a coach. So Jerome Waite having Tivoli Gardens firing on all cylinders. So my question to Humble Lions is no, Andrew Price was not the problem. Fix it up. Mobe and Arnett Gardens, they, that 0-0 drop. Listen, Arnett Gardens, I don't know what is going on with you guys. Fix it up. Maybe Xavier Gilbert have too many pots on his fire, because Arnett Gardens cannot be dropping points. Last week, they got the bus whooped by Tivoli Gardens, Jerome Waite. And remember, Tivoli Gardens was down a man. So for them to, I think they lost 3-1 or 4-1 was terrible, terrible game. And now you come drop points. Fix it up, Xavier Gilbert. Right now, Mullines and Portmore, it's in the 20th minute and the score is 0-0. So I'm going to give you the table. I'm going to go all the way from 1, go all the way down to the gully. Cavalier in top spot with 40 points. Tivoli 37, Mount Pleasant 36. Hold a second. Is this Mount Pleasant City 2.0 dropping points as well? Tapper, you need to fix up that. Portmore 4th, 35 points. Arnett 5th, 34 points. Dumberholding 6th, 24. In the middle, some other people, they're fighting all the way up. But Treasure Beach, Lymall Academy, they're on 8 and 7 points respectively. Benton, Mullines still firmly in 12th place on 15 points.
Turning the corner. But Mullines is safe from relegation. 8 points above Treasure Beach and 9 above Lymall.
Yeah, but all we need is 3 games from Treasure Beach, them for win 3 games, and Mullines lose 3. You that happen.
Better than the ambition.
Not at all. But I'm gonna support Reno.
And we don't have to get carried away with Cavalier in the league. We don't know, say, Mr. Speed don't win trophy. Them man, they just go finals.
So who are we predicting? Or is it too early to tell? Because Mount Pleasant was supposed to run away with it, because they're the Manchester City of the Jamaica Premier League.
Oh gee, oh Lord.
Then by everybody.
Well, I think ultimately Mount Pleasant is just making it interesting. I mean, at some point, half of you need to start winning some football games, because they cannot be just this bad. I mean, come on.
Listen, pay the players, get the good players, treat the players well, and your teams will do well.
You mean treat well? What kind of treatment? You want to send certain things? Come on, you're as David Moyes said, you're a professional. When you say we, when you go up on the field.
When you say we, I mean, like, how are you putting yourself with all of you? Aren't you Mullines and Reno's person? Anyway.
I am an objective football fan who's looking out for the star of the East, or whatever they want to call themselves.
The star dim. So I want to say also that the Women's Premier League is set to begin next week. The issue with that is that we don't have a schedule, we don't have a timetable, we don't know how much prize money, nothing has been set. The only thing we know is that the league will be starting next week. Let me repeat that. We have not received a schedule. We don't know the prize money. We don't know we don't know how the format of the tournament. Remember, we need to know the format. We need to know the schedule because you have to travel. We need to know how much money teams are getting and the prize money. All those things have not been communicated to the teams. But guess what? The tournament is starting next week. Big up to Tip and Issa for putting on a schoolgirl football competition. Tip gave schoolgirl football $5 million. They had an opening ceremony where Excelsior played Stats. Was a 5-0 victory, I think, to Excelsior. The score was crazy because Stats had no subs. And I think if they had subs, the scoreline would have been better. Homewood beat somebody 11-0. I forgot who them beat. But you know, big up to Tip for coming out, setting at least those 2 games and setting up a format so the girls can come out and play. Shame on the JFF for discarding women's football. Shame on Elaine Walker-Brown for acting as if that she is better than taking counsel. You have to understand what's going on. You are not growing the game. You've been in that chair for a long time. And I'm so sorry, I live in Jamaica because I would have given her a run for her money. You cannot have a tournament and we don't have a preliminary schedule 1 week from start date. It is absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
Foolishness, that. Absolute foolishness. BM says, last year we underestimated Tapa and he proved us wrong. Not doing it again. Go Mount Pleasant.
It's his level.
So before we get in the prediction on the Super Bowl thing, by the way, sorry, come on, were you finished with Yardballers report?
Yes, sir. I'm done.
My apologies. I just want to ask you, what is the bookmakers saying regarding the JFF election? Who are put for money upon? Because I think football.
I am putting my money on Anderson. Why I'm putting my money on Anderson is that people know they have seen. It's like they've seen what can happen when we have competent people running a football thing. And I think maybe they're sitting on watching AFCON and saying, "Shoot, we can do this in the Caribbean as well." I think he is going out there and he's talking to people. They're not happy with what is going on. No. And I just don't think that Rickies have the pull. It is, I hear that Anderson is in the lead. I don't know. Anything can happen because 2 ball can pass on. Because I understand that football a goal back home. So I really don't know. But the bookie have Anderson taking this one round the lap.
All right, see, good luck to Raymond. Yo, me not hide that time want Raymond Anderson win. I don't know if he's gonna be better, but we can't. I mean, at the end of the day, we can't have an absent leader. Might as well we just make Junior sing that cheer.
If I sit in the chair, I won't be absent.
All right, Junior, this is your area of expertise. We're going where we had. It's what Super Bowl whatever number. What is it, Junior?
Super Bowl 58, I think.
Okay. Give us the lay down and the outlook and your prediction for this thing, and tell me who we need to watch out for.
Yo, this game is. I expect to see a nail biting game. Expect a real nail biter. My heart says Kansas City. But common sense San Francisco, and them just show Taylor Swift on the TV. Yo, if there's a game that I could watch and both teams lose, it's this game. I can't stand Taylor Swift, and I can't stand the rhetoric around Brock Purdy. I can't stand it. Them pushing Brock Purdy, San Francisco quarterback, like he's the last great white hope for quarterbacks. Because if you guys don't notice, quarterbacking is now a black man's sport, and traditional white people don't like it, and that's the truth. It's the truth. It's a fact. So they're looking at Brock Purdy right now, hoping that he can somehow resurrect the white game in quarterbacking.
Which channel should we watch this thing on, family?
CBS. It's on CBS Sports.
Okay.
But
come on, do you have? Oh, sorry, Junior. Go ahead.
but I really hope Kansas City win. But something just San Francisco have a running game in Christian McCaffrey. Them have Ayuk and them have my boy from South Carolina, the Debo Samuels. Them have George Kittle. Them have Brock Purdy. Them have the offensive line. Them have a crazy pass rush. Them have the linebackers. The only weakness San Francisco have is in the secondary. Kansas City, for the whole year, the receivers couldn't catch the ball, and all of a sudden them start catch. Mahomes going to have to put on the cape for them to win. But I just feel like San Francisco going to win, unfortunately.
All right, come on, your analysis and prediction for this thing, yeah.
First of all, I don't watch NFL. I only bet on it. Okay. So my money is on the Chiefs, okay?
And you don't watch the Bucs side in your area, what I'm calling Maryland, whatever.
Absolutely. Listen, if I go outside on my deck, I can see the Commanders Stadium. The only time I go to the Commander Stadium is when Chelsea or Brazil or whatever play, when some soccer game are going over there. So, oh no, absolutely not. I don't waste my money. I don't buy jersey. It's just ridiculous. I hear people complain about, oh, soccer is boring. Sir, I mean, like, how long is this game? It's supposed to be what? 30 minutes? What? How long is it supposed to be? And every minute the ball drop a ground, it's like, what? 3 minutes on the clock? Like, how can you let this game be 2 hours? Like, who on earth? If time wasting was an art, NFL would be the leaders. Like, what is this?
$7 million for a 30 seconds commercial spot?
Yeah, something like that.
Will Ball Chat be running any commercials during this?
Not this year. We'll talk about it next year. Jonah, let's do the budget.
We can run a 1.0000000000000000001 second commercial.
And even that is stretching it. The budget is tight.
Yeah, all right, family, time for go over. We had have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy Super Bowl if you watch it. I mean, enjoy it. Some of we are sports fans, so we're going to take it in and listen to the expert Junior's analysis on this thing, you know. So
yeah,
you know,
I know you don't want Shanahan win Bentham, but boy, it's hard for repeat. It's hard for Kansas City to repeat, and it's hard.
Well, it's so hard, and Tom Brady and them brethren them used to win this thing so frequently.
Tom Brady is a different animal.
Don't they won like 7 Super Bowls?
Tom Brady is a different animal, and if Mahomes and Andy Reid find a way to win this, he's in Tom Brady's.
I thought he was playing with softballs. Tom Brady, that is.
Hey, yo. Wow. Pause.
Yo, hey. We're going we are, you know. Connect with us on Instagram at Ball Chat Podcast. We're on Twitter at Ball Chat 1. We're on Facebook at Ball Chat. Big up to Sebastian Hellier and the entire Elephants crew of Ivory Coast, champions of AFCON, champions of the continent. Yo, and to remind all of the men, listeners of Ball Chat, as Sebastian Hellier always say, check on the nuts. Of course, he survived testicular cancer and scored the winner today for Ivory Coast. Yo, come on, Junior, we're gone on the road now, family.